Oh my God, Leah's starting this episode already with violence. Welcome back.
Good
Oh
to
my
crash
God,
up.
we've missed you. What's the problem now?
See, you're just making me seem abusive
Because she
to the
is.
people. I'm not. Okay.
She's horrid.
You don't know what I have to deal with behind the scenes, guys. I get bullied every week.
Oh, let's get the violins out. Anyway, can we start with some positive energy?
Yes,
more energy, more passion.
more passion.
Right.
Hello.
What's happening?
What's happening, girl?
You all right?
Yeah, all right.
We are back, guys. First and foremost, we've got to apologise.
It's been quite a few weeks. It's been quite a significant amount of time since we last saw you.
But, you know, life was life and the football was footballing. And I feel like the back end of the season, there's just too much football. That's to do 3 episodes a week.
We was like, Christmas is too much football. New Year's too much
football.
End of season, too much football.
But Joe, the problem with us is because we watch Premier League, Championship, League One, Women's, International. It's too much football.
Don't forget the F1 and the wrestling.
Then I watch F1. Then I watch wrestling. Then I watch any sport that's on the telly.
The darts. Oh, it's also
darts was on. Yeah,
oh,
this is what I mean.
Me.
Right. So we do apologise, but we're back now.
And if you're keeping up with our TikTok, you would have been satisfied.
I was gonna say, actually, if you follow our socials, which you should be, we actually have been active on our other forms of social media, particularly TikTok. So we have made a new series that is called 2 Girls, 1 Goal Takes. Yeah. And basically sorry, I'm not fucking imbecile. I know what I'm saying. Right. Anyways, as I was saying before, Laura rudely interrupted me. We have been, so one thing about us, as we know, we love to watch live football. We do quite the tour of the stadium. Mm-hmm. So we have made it our mission we've said this for years, we want to go to every single football ground in the Premier League.
Yes.
I've done quite a few.
I've done.
Already.
What have I done? G-Tech, King Power, Villa Park. I think that's it.
Emirates.
Oh yeah, Emirates.
Tottenham.
Oh yeah. That's 5.
No, you've been Fulham?
I ain't been Fulham. Every time it's Fulham away, I'm doing something. I'm busy.
It's true. See, anyway, yeah, we're working our way through. Mm-hmm. So we've made an 2 Girls, 1 Goal Take. So we basically do like a little a video or picture reel of our experience visiting certain football grounds, and then we stamp it with our 2 Girls, 1 Goal stickers to say
someone's been fumbling. Someone forgot to put the sticker up at the G-Tech.
I forgot to put the stickers at the G-Tech the other day.
I actually can't say that because I forgot to put the sticker up at Wembley.
Exactly. So there we go. Bear in mind, the same day I was at the G-Tech, she was at Wembley, but somehow it's my fault.
Because you had the full pack of stickers.
Right. Anyway.
I didn't.
Anyway, the point of the story is we are back.
We're back.
So can we start with congratulations?
Champions! Ole.
Our boys have only gone and done it.
Arne Slot
has gone and done the unthinkable in his first season. Now, as the biggest Liverpool fans in London,
sick of us.
You are going to be absolutely ill.
If you hate to hear Scouse joy, leave now.
Leave now.
This
Exit stage left
for you. I'm sorry.
Because my boys have gone and done it.
They've only gone and won.
And I am, to be fair, I was feeling pretty confident from like end of April. Reason being,
I was confident from about January.
As soon as Arsenal started to act the fool, I thought this is ours.
We won it.
Like Arsenal in true, don't worry, we'll get to Arsenal in more depth, but Arsenal in true Arsenal fashion just showed that they just don't have the bottle.
They don't have the
to stand 10 toes down. City did try come back with a little bit of something, but at this point you're down and out.
City was really giving Arsenal stress. I know that Arsenal fans were stressed out to that one game that they won at the end of the season. To
be fair, I was pretty confident that our boys had done the job, but to have it solidified, excellent.
Lovely stuff.
So should we start with Liverpool?
Yeah, why not?
So how have you felt about the season?
I think this season was very good. I think we overachieved
massively.
Existentially.
Sorry, can I just say, can someone get Gary Neville to actually give Liverpool a public apology?
For real.
Because
the man said we was going to finish 5th.
Have some respect.
5th.
Right?
That's Brendan Rodgers levels of fumbling. How rude.
So to say Liverpool were the underdogs going into this season, can I just say we've won the league 10 points clear?
And that was after back-to-back wins.
Actually,
losses at the end of the season.
Back-to-back losses. Well, actually, it was 2 losses and 1 draw.
It was back-to-back when it was the 2, though.
Yes, true. So we've won the league, 10 points on Arsenal.
10 goal difference as
10
well.
goal difference as well. And 13 points on City in 3rd place. So to say Liverpool absolutely walked the league
is an understatement.
We've absolutely annihilated the league in the first season with a manager that's never managed in the Premier League before.
Annihilation, assassination,
right?
Never been seen before.
So, talk to us. What do you think about LAFC?
Best club in the world.
Period.
Best club in the world.
Period.
That would be all.
That would be all.
That would be all. Thank you. And
don't do if buts or maybes. I do absolutes.
No, on a real though, I think we did very, very, very well. I think we locked in when we had to lock in. That run from like October to January.
Imperative.
We locked in. Because that's where we like to, lose form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did good. Mo Salah is God's greatest gift on the football pitch.
Mo Salah has cleaned up everything.
PFA Player of the Year. Football Writers Association Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Top goal scorer.
Yeah.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
Champions of England.
Yeah.
What's more is I say that's more trophies.
Also broke the record, most goals and assists in a single season.
That too. That's more accolades than some clubs have ever had, period.
Sorry, can we just say as well, obviously, I don't think by the time we done our last episode that Mo Salah had signed the contract.
No. Oh my God.
Let me just tell you,
and
if you listen to
2 more years, that's 2 more years that Arsenal's not winning the league.
100%.
That's 2 more years that Arsenal winning the league.
Let me tell you something now. I said from the beginning, if you're telling me Mo, Verge, and Trentskis are all on the table to go, I don't care what you put on there.
The order
Mo
is
Salah has
Verge,
to stay.
What's Salah, Verge, Trent in that order?
If Mo Salah is saying that he's got years left in him,
the man said he could play at this level till he's 40.
Right.
Just keep extending the contract.
So keep extending the contract.
I want him to retire at my club.
100%.
The only thing I'll accept is if he goes Saudi at the end.
And even then, it'll be too late. It'd been too rich by then. Don't even bother go Saudi. Just become a backroom staff or something.
Word.
Written in the stars. Yeah. So Mo Salah has had one of the most special seasons I've ever seen. In the sense of, I've never seen a player so consistently, single-handedly influence a game the way Mo Salah does in the way that he plays at Liverpool.
Facts.
Everything must be built around Mo Salah in terms of the way that we play.
Facts.
I'm telling you now, and the reason I said that Mo Salah is number one priority in terms of who stays, between all of those three, Mo Salah is irreplaceable. If you can bring me a player now,
before anyone starts saying, this winger, that winger,
no.
Bring me a winger who's dropping them numbers in the Prem, please.
For the past how many years? 8 years. If you can bring me a player
that could even do it for 2 seasons back to back, please. I need
2 seasons. I'm not even asking for much.
Do you hear?
Literally, if you can bring me a player of that caliber that can do the Mo Salah's numbers that Mo Salah has done consistently in strong teams, in poor teams, year after year, at the highest of level across all competitions, then I will rest my case. Until then,
that will be all.
That will be all.
I will hear nothing about it.
Right? I don't want to hear nothing.
Shush.
There is no one that does it like Mo Salah at this level.
Salah slander still at this rate. Salah disrespect cannot be
Salah can't be disrespected
anymore.
You just have to look at the numbers that man pulls. How can disrespect even come out of your mouth?
That's numbers better than some of you man's front line.
Put together, combined. 3 men up the front. Combine them all together. 1, 2, 3. Can't do Mo Salah digits.
Right.
And that's just what it is.
And that will be all.
That will be all.
So I'd say, was it a flawless season? No. Not by any chance.
Didn't need to be.
No, but we did enough because everyone behind us.
But do you know what it is? I liked it as well because I like that now have been able to look at the season as a whole. I respect Slot so much because he came with a philosophy that we wasn't familiar with, a new style of play, and I like how he had the nice balance of experimenting but not being completely wild.
Yeah,
like you could see him slowly trying to work out, like, okay, what can I do with this player? What can I do with that player? Let me try this. Let me try that. And like, I feel like when things went wrong, he didn't go and make the same mistake. Like,
he was
you can tell.
You can tell he's still trying to get a feel for the Prem.
100%.
He just happened to win the league while doing
Happened to
so,
win the league.
as one does.
It's a thing of like, I respect that, because I think, as we said from this very first episode, to walk into Jurgen Klopp's boots is a big one. I think that he inherited a squad with a great attitude.
Yeah.
But whether they would be able to adapt in the way that he wants to play, like, we've played like heavy metal football for so long, for 9 years under Klopp.
Oh yeah.
9 years, like, that's nearly a decade.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, to try and now go to this, like, when I look at Liverpool now, they just look so calm on the ball. Everything's not as rushed. And that's no criticism to Klopp.
No, that this football is way more sustainable.
In
terms of the sheer volume of matches that
100%
expected to play.
I can see the end goal of this type of playing style. And obviously it worked. Got the fucking trophy. But I respect Slot highly, and he deserves all his accolades. It's not easy to come into the first season. I mean, look, you got Arteta running up, get back to your sixth season. What have you got to show for it? FA Cup. Can I just also say as well, not only that with Slot, and not even just Slot, with Klopp as well, we are talking minuscule net spend.
Yeah.
If you said to me,
Chiesa,
yeah,
this season,
and that's it.
Just about reached the appearances needed for the
to even win a medal. Bear in mind, you've got to play 5 games to win a medal, so that just shows how little Chiesa played.
Not even played, appeared.
Right,
appeared.
So
sorry, Kizzy.
To do that with also a squad that's not yours, with a minimal net spend, you have to respect it.
Of course.
Right.
Run it again next season.
100%.
Champions League next season.
I mean, I don't want to talk too much on transfer news because
we must wait.
But all I'm going to say...
Don't say it. No,
I'm not going to say anyone. I'm just going to say I have a feeling that Slot is going to handle all of his signings early.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be no deadline day nonsense going on.
What do we look like?
So
Chelsea.
I love that, though. Secure it early. Get them comfortable in pre-season. Let's see what's going on. So come August, the 13th or whatever, 15th.
Anyone got any injuries? Shake it off.
Good to go.
Fitness.
I don't like when it's messy transfer business. Get the deals done early.
Deadline day transfers.
No, allow it.
Because what do you mean I'm watching the clock, waiting to see if they've put the pen to paper at 10:59 p.m.
Exactly.
Too far.
Exactly.
Too far. I'm not here for it.
So on the whole, I feel like I'm here for it. And I don't understand why we wouldn't wheel it again.
No. Run it back, Tarboro, with a new and improved squad. Well, not new and improved, but what's the word I'm looking for? Reinforced.
A reinforced
squad.
So I feel like we don't want to spend the whole episode yapping on about Liverpool.
No, so
we could, but we won't.
No.
But I feel like we do have to address that huge.
No, we must wait.
Number 66.
We must
no.
No.
This is beyond the signings. No.
Okay, fine.
This has to get a mention.
Okay, Trent John Alexander-Arnold, pride and joy of Liverpool.
Not the middle name.
Love of my life, fire of my heart, and all that stuff. He actually plays for Real Madrid now. I'm laughing.
Do you know why it's so funny? Yeah. No. I'll tell you why it's so funny. This has been inevitable for about 4 years.
Yeah,
but you know, at the same time,
you know, when they see the picture in the shirt, he's changed his bio.
It's not even when he changed the bio. It's before that for me. I was unfortunately sent the video by somebody, right? And it was like ripping off a plaster. The minute I saw him in that dark red room with the chair in the middle,
I didn't even.
And you know they do the slow walk.
I didn't even see the video. The chair. I got the BBC Sport. BBC Sport ruins my life because it was BBC Sport that told me that Klopp was leaving. I nearly passed away, and it was BBC Sport again. I was in my bed. I was in my sanctuary, and I see Trent confirms he'll be leaving in after 20 years. I said, ah!
When I saw that video,
is this what the Chelsea fans felt like when Mason Mount left?
What? What do you mean when Mason Mount left?
Well, do you know what I mean? They're like been there since birth and all that stuff.
This is what I feel like when Steven Gerrard left.
But Steven Gerrard was 34 when he
left. I know, but in terms of how I felt like a connection to a player.
This is how I felt when Coutinho left. I'm not.
Yeah, no, she actually really used to love Coutinho real bad. But it's just something. Do you know what? Do you know what I think it is? Yeah, with Trent, I feel like, especially because we're younger, we've seen Trent's career literally play out in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Like when I was young and I'm watching Liverpool, like when I think about Steven Gerrard in terms of, I think about players that I loved as a Liverpool fan. Steven Gerrard, okay, cool. By the time I was old enough to start watching football, he was already hit his prime.
Yeah, he'd already passed it.
We didn't get to see Gerrard when he was wearing the number 17, just a young guy. We've seen Trent we literally saw the injuries happen.
I had the kit. That season he did. I had that kit.
Yeah. Like we've seen it, like him get the game time. Like, oh, like
this kid come out of nowhere.
Who's
like,
this kid? Who's this number 66? Like, ball playing right back. Like
who's that?
So the fact that we've seen it, like we've seen him win his first Premier Leagues, we've seen him play Champions League football, we've seen him win the Champions League, we've seen him debut for England. Like that is the one player I feel like in terms of English football, we have literally seen this man's career play out in front of our eyes. The fact that he's from Liverpool then just puts the icing on the cake. We've only got one Scouser in the team left. 2.
1.
Danzy.
Oh yeah, Danzy
and
Jones.
Curtis.
Oh, I can't do it.
Right. So
the video was bad enough. Then when we won the league, not even when we won the league, the trophy lift, and he was crying. Pause. I must do a memo out to the fake Liverpool fans. Every single one of you that booed that man
disgusting.
When he stepped foot on the pitch that first week after, there's a special place in
I don't like that.
You had to get told off by you.
Let me tell you something why, and I think this is why certain football fans need to get their heads out of their arse when it comes to football, and I have no other polite way to say it.
That was the nice way of saying
These
it.
are 50, 60-year-old men, a lot of them.
Facts.
That are living football from the 1990s.
Even pause. They come from the thing of, oh, but if I was in that position, you weren't.
Gerrard was going to go to Chelsea once upon a time.
Shout out to Mumsy.
And
because this would really trigger Mum. Because obviously our mum's been a Liverpool fan since, I think, 1990? Something like that.
Probably even before, younger than that.
1987?
I'd say about 87, yeah.
Yeah, so she remembers vividly when Gerrard was going to go to Chelsea. And when she heard Carragher giving Trent stick the other day on Monday Night Football, she was...
Yeah, because your best mate was going to do it for less.
To Chelsea.
And it's only because he was alleged getting death threats and all these things.
The man, he did the medical.
It wasn't... Do you know what? Like, this is what people... And this is why
crazy.
I say Liverpool fans especially have very short-term memory.
Facts.
When Fernando Torres left us to go Chelsea,
right?
You literally held the man as a hero to this day.
When Coutinho left, Barca.
So when you think about it, Trent has won everything there is to win.
The man's completed world football,
and I feel like that. And you know what? It is about Trent as well. If you hear about the backstory of how he even came about to play football, the fact that he's got 3 brothers and basically his brothers, if I think I'm right in saying this,
his brothers
basically gave up their football career
so you
can make it because you're the one that's the best one. It's more than football. So it's like the sacrifices that a family has to make for him. He's given 20 years to the club.
Facts.
And you've won all there is to win.
It's not like to say he's going City or Arsenal.
If you said to me he's going City, he's going Everton, he's going Arsenal. I know, but that's what I'm saying. To what you'd have to do something like that to warrant that level of disgust. You're going to the best team, one of the best teams in the world. Exactly. If not us, then it's Madrid.
Exactly.
So I can't argue with that. He wants a new challenge. It's probably the closest that he'll be able to get to ever getting a Ballon d'Or. Because we know how the fickleness and the corruptness goes.
France football, count your days.
But it's a thing of I don't understand why anyone would think that he wouldn't leave Liverpool.
Exactly.
He's done it all for 20 years. What are you talking about?
And it doesn't mean he can't come back, guys.
Yeah, he might want to come back. I don't think he will.
You never know.
Yeah,
he might want to run it back.
He might do a Gundogan 1 year.
But not with the Gundogan effect, though, because that was terrible.
But the thing is as well, what I think with Liverpool as well, it's a thing of I feel like it's Liverpool's opportunity to explore in terms of I would never deny that Trent is one of the best crossers of the ball in football, period.
100%.
But I don't feel like not having him will be massively detrimental to the football that we play.
No.
As compared to if we were to lose Mo Salah or Van Dijk.
Yeah, because You can always find someone to put
That's
those balls
genuinely the way.
in, but no one can finish like Mo
Also,
Salah.
one more thing before we move on about Trent. I always say this. Why the fans act like it's the player's responsibility? It's the same thing like when Wijnaldum went. If they've obviously had a conversation, agent, owner, whatever, this is what Trent wants. Yeah.
If you're not giving it to him,
not like, I always get the impression that Liverpool are the type of club, I'm not scared to lose my best player. We've always had the attitude of no player is bigger than the club. Therefore, if I'm the owner, I'm offering you, this is what we're offering. Cool. If I don't meet your terms and we can't come to an agreement, you will go. The only thing that I think Liverpool have done stupid in this
is not
why
get
the hell
money.
did you not sell him 2 years ago?
100%.
They would have paid 150 million for him.
That it's 100% profit. What did we make from him? 10 million.
And that's only because Madrid are dying to have him in the shirt to play in this Club World Cup. That's I if anything think it's bad business from Liverpool.
It's terrible business.
Because we all knew he was going to go. They've been talking about this since him and Jude were doing bum buddies at the World Cup.
We thought Jude was coming to
Anfield. Thought Jude, the minute Jude signed for Madrid.
More time it was the other way around. Jude's.
The minute I saw Jude in that Real Madrid kit and him and Trent doing buddy, I said give it 2 years.
We thought Trent was dragging him to
No,
it was the other way around. We got double crossed.
Reverse Uno.
We got reverse
to the
psychology,
extreme.
Bruv. Jude is the mastermind
behind all of this.
He is.
Right?
It's okay, we'll deal with you later.
I don't respect the slander for the Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I genuinely, I do hope that we terrorize Madrid if we get them in the next year, just because that's always sweet.
I need Cody Gakpo to
absolutely dance on them. And the thing is, like Alonso's now at Madrid.
It's written in the stars, man.
The young guys are coming up. You can see they're trying to do a little revamp.
Well, they need to because they haven't revamped since Benzema left.
Exactly. And even Benzema himself was 37. So, do you know what I'm saying? So what's going on here? So I'm just here for players progressing, players moving on. I just need
to see the excellent football of Trent pinging the ball to Vinicius's feet.
As a football fan, I must see.
I must see it.
It's
Galactico stuff, that.
I must see.
If only Luka Modric didn't leave this season.
It's a big name, Lucas Vazquez.
Imagine the football. Jesus. Imagine Trent.
Big changes at Madrid.
Imagine Trent learning technical stuff from Luka Modric in the flesh.
They'd have to put insurance on his right foot.
Right.
Copy market, trade market or something.
Literally. But yeah.
But to wrap it up, we are of the opinion that good for you, Trent. Thank you for what you've done for the club.
People are acting like Trent will ever slander up Liverpool. No,
he never will.
See them breaks in season. See that winter break. Spain.
The only thing which I low-key, the only thing I low-key did agree with though, I feel like the whole like farewell was being dragged out a bit in the sense of like, the only thing I think what happened, why some people did get annoyed, I did think it's like, okay, we know you're going already, so let's just cut the bullshit. Because for me, it was even getting a bit boring because it's like, we know you're going. My thing, I was pissed because you weren't playing Conor Bradley.
He was injured.
I know, but even when he was fit, it was like, Trentski's going, so you might as well. I want to see Conor on the pitch, and that's no disrespect to Trentski.
Well,
it's
just
a sense of like,
they announced it.
But also a thing of, I think people felt like it was a bit mixed messagey because like when that was it the game against who was it the game where he scores the winning goal and he like runs over and is like tapping the badge, kissing the badge, rips the shirt off, like what's that, like the fourth game from last game? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And people were like, okay, that's like a big gesture, like of all people to come on, he's come on, scored the rocket.
But Thursday,
I hear it. Also,
because people are calling him a traitor.
He's not a traitor,
but if I'm Trent and people are calling me a traitor, obviously I'm going to show them that I still love the club. Obviously,
and I think people that are from Liverpool, it's more than just it's your club. Yeah, when you go to Liverpool, you see the difference. Like we're from London, there's 10,000 football clubs in London.
West London,
that's not the case in Liverpool. You're either Liverpool or you're Everton, and that's it pretty much. And the way that they take football so seriously, in terms of like we take football seriously, don't get it wrong, but like that is their life. They see their football team as like their nationality, like it's patriotic almost. So I get why they can take it personally, like how they can't comprehend that as a boy from Liverpool that's grown up playing for Liverpool, how could you ever want to play for anyone else but Liverpool?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of fans that genuinely think that way.
Yeah, but it's about opportunity. Like you're going to play teams and have experiences
It's
like
a
Real
it's a
Madrid
new
that you're never going to
experience.
have in
Playing
England.
football abroad is a new experience. Playing football in different countries,
Exactly.
you're learning a new language, different style of football, different climate. It's all completely different.
Exactly.
So in terms of Trent being able to challenge his game as a footballer, as a 26-year-old, man, the man's 26.
Exactly.
Some of them act like we're talking about a 35-year-old.
No,
The man is
he's
26. He's in the
26.
prime of his career. The only way he could possibly challenge his career at this
It's
time
by going
would be
somewhere
to go.
else.
I'd say my exact words would be, it would be like exactly like a Harry Kane.
Exactly.
You have to go to abroad. You're not going to get this challenge anywhere else in the Prem. Fact. It's just as simple as that.
For real. I agree.
So
no slander from Trent here.
On that
Any
note,
Trent
no
slander,
slandies.
pause the podcast and leave. It's not for you. But do you know what did really finish me when his mum and his brothers was on the pitch at the trophy lift?
They was really crying.
And he was crying in his mum's
Do you know what
shoulder.
really done me? The post. The wingmen. Because
she just passed away.
Robbo and Trensky, the fact that we'll never see that duo again in a Liverpool shirt, as far as we know, is sad, because that is some great.
They should have run them back a wingman episode.
It's when they recreated the
trophy picture with the medals. That was my lock screen for like a year.
Literally. But anyway, to wrap it up, Trensky, we're happy.
I start crying.
Trensky, we're happy for you.
We love you, Trensky.
Liverpool's the champions of England. Well deserved. We go again next year, lads.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Now let's talk about everything that happened behind Liverpool, because suddenly everyone decided in the last 10 games of the season they wanted to play football. I said,
apart from Arsenal. Sorry, but I'm being honest.
It's not funny. I apologise. So let's talk about the race for Europe, because for some reason the whole top half of the league basically is in Europe next season.
Basically, if you finish in the top 9, pretty much you was in contention for Europe. And that's why if you say that the English league is not the best league in the world, you're delusional. Because
so we've got 5 Champions League spaces because we got the highest, I don't know what they call it, UEFA something coefficient point.
Whatever shit they make
Whatever
up.
bollocks they make up in UEFA. I hate them corrupt bastards.
They're absolutely vile.
We got an extra place. So it got a bit saucy. The league actually finished. It was looking like championship, you know.
Then you've got somehow Spurs have gone and won
no, pause, wait. Don't go there yet.
No, I'm not saying what happened. I'm just saying why there's so many places in Europe in general, across Champions League, Europa League, and everybody won everything.
Everyone was just in all the final, semi-final, quarter-final.
You've then got Crystal Palace have gone and won the FA Cup.
Good for you, Palace. Love you, Palace.
So there's a lot of things going on. So European places were all over.
Well up to ground. It literally went down to the last day, and it was there was a lot of technical things that had to happen, and I'm not going to get into that because I don't have the capacity. But at the point of the last game of the season, Arsenal had secured second place.
Yeah, that was already
skin
guaranteed.
of their teeth. Literally the game before they,
because City really were breathing down their neck.
They really were.
Do you know? So
anyhow,
let's touch on that for a second, because I have to speak about this.
Oh, these joke men.
The fact that Arsenal literally went from near enough in the title race with Liverpool to questions as if you're even going to finish in top 4 is absolutely absurd. And
it's beyond me.
Half of them will say it's due to injuries.
Shut up.
It's a load of fucking piss. It's a load of rubbish. At the end of the day, how many years are Arsenal going to go past with excuses?
Right, because 2 things. One, my friend who's an Arsenal fan, she literally said, I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. I don't even think we're going to finish second. And when I heard that, I said, rah, not even your own people have faith in you.
Any Arsenal fan that genuinely believe they're winning the Champions League
delusion
is insane.
Mental health.
I'll tell you why. Apart from that one-off game against Real Madrid where Declan Rice turns into prime David Beckham over a free kick.
Never seen it again, by the way.
That's the one game I think, you know what, you did your big one. And that wasn't even that you did your big one. An individual player did his big one.
For once. Sorry.
Right?
That was a bit rude. Sorry, Deck.
The rest of the Champions League campaign, average.
If you thought, once you drew that PSG team, I feel like if this had subtitles, that would be in capitals.
Have you seen what they are doing in PSG? And you thought you was going to come Parc de Prince and do that. You're not. able.
Have
Half the time,
some
you're not even
respect.
able to do it against Crystal
You
Palace.
can't even do it at the Emirates.
And you thought you was going to rock up with Usman Dembele, Bradley Barcola, Kavica Kvaratskhelia,
Tell him again.
and Doué.
Yeah.
And you really thought in your heart,
Don't forget João Neves, big baller.
right.
And you thought you was going to come and do your little 1-2.
What did you... And this
Who
is
did you think was
why
gonna
I
do it for you?
genuinely
Trossard
say...
and Marino.
Right?
Right. It must be studied. The delusion
It's
of
insane.
Arsenal fans must be studied. It's enough. Because you lot just about 3 points. 3 points is what City finished behind them. Bearing in mind,
City have had a bad
City
6
weren't
months.
even in the top 4 for half of the season. They thought Forest was going to finish 10 points clear of
Because
City.
this is the thing, Arsenal was so quick to say, oh, it's injuries. Okay, but Haaland was out for 3 months at one point.
Rodri only just came back.
Played 1.5 games.
Right.
So bear in mind, you're talking to me about City that have lost Rodri.
Still made
best
it to
player,
the FA Cup final.
Still made it to the FA Cup final. We're poor in Europe, but basically, so a season where they've lost every... Kevin De Bruyne is not even anywhere near. I don't even know who this fake Kevin De Bruyne is. Some sort of AI version. You're relying on Omar Marmoush.
He just reached in January.
To do something that just rocked up on the scene 6 months ago.
Right.
Right?
Make it make sense.
If you said to me there is a team that is riddled with injury and fatigue and need a rejig, is Man City.
Right.
Arsenal, the majority of that team, you got young players, and you know what, there's young players in that Arsenal team that have had a great season, i.e. Lewis Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri.
Justice for Miles Lewis Skelly for not being nominated for Young Player of the Season.
Not even nominated is insanity.
Not even nominated.
It's insanity.
That must
Whoever's responsible for that is pathetic.
It must be ageism, really.
But it's alright, because my boy Grav won it.
But do what? Just because the kid's 18, can you give him a little 2-2 something?
Like, there's some... No. Seriously, that's crazy to me.
I'm like... Crazy. Premier League? Got an answer for that one.
For me, from what I've seen, I watch a lot of football. From my thing about Arsenal, I just feel like a lot of them don't have that desire to dig in to get a result.
What it is? Your eyes are not on the prize. Your eyes are on Liverpool. Stop watching Liverpool and watch the football that you're playing. What are you watching us for?
It's weird to me with Arsenal, though, because I feel like there's been so many games that's like you can just see that they lack grit. And I feel like that's not that. There's like, I would say you've got a team full of young talent, right, at Arsenal. And they've got a nice balance in like experience and also young players.
Arsenal's got basically a perfect
On paper,
team.
Arsenal have a perfectly balanced team. Apart from the striker situation, your team is perfectly balanced. And the thing is, you can't even say the striker situation because although, what's his name? What's our boy called? Mr. Havertz is... You know, I question if he's got brain cells every day. As much as he is quite a questionable footballer, he was scoring. So, okay, him getting injured is one thing, but you can't tell me if City can survive without one of probably the best goal scorers that the league has ever seen in Haaland for 3 months, why can't you deal with not have Havertz for 3 months? Right,
because are you trying to say that Haaland and Havertz are on the same level? Is that what you're saying?
Like, it comes down to grit. And you know what? That one game against Madrid where they did show up, that was one of the few games I've watched of Arsenal this season where it's like, yeah, they look like they're digging in. They look like no matter what happens, we're leaving this pitch with those 3 points. Exactly. That is a performance of a team that wanted to dig in. We saw it that one time. Didn't see it again.
Never saw it again. They used all their XP in that game.
Didn't see it again. XP done run off. Finish. Nothing. I've got nothing left. And it's a thing of... People say Arteta's a great manager, but my thing is like, is he? Is he?
Because I'm seeing the men.
I tell you what, Jurgen Klopp would have had them lifted a trophy.
Facts. And speaking of Arteta, that big fraud, right? How dare you chalk down our victory winning the league
Arteta,
to luck?
Shut up, you fucking idiot.
You have to get humbled by my manager.
What do you mean luck?
Excuses are for those who don't win leagues. Quote.
Period.
Arne Slot.
But it's true because Arne Slot's probably thinking, yo, I rocked up here 2 minutes ago.
I'm
this
the
is your
first one to have
fifth
excuses.
year. This is your fifth year.
As a manager,
You've basically had a fifth year. Not to mention how much experience you had underneath Pep before that. If anyone should have the blueprint on how to win a league, it should be you.
Before that, the amount of years that you spent playing in the Premier League, like you don't know what the Premier League's about.
If anyone has a more well-rounded view of the league, as in Arteta's seen it from a player, as a number 2, and now as a coach. I think that Arsenal have been given fair budget. Anyone you've wanted, you've pretty much been able to get. Money hasn't really been an option.
It was very easy for you to put down that 100 million for Declan Rice.
You've spent close to £800 million since Arteta's been the manager. So my thing is, really, where are the excuses coming from? Are we gonna round up all of that under the base of, oh, but we don't have a striker?
It can't be.
When's the last time Liverpool had a prolific striker?
Facts. When was the last? The number 9's only just coming back the other day, you know.
Like, the concept Arsenal of a number 9. Like,
when Haaland came through, people realised, oh shit, like we
got a number 9. Exactly. I've watched Liverpool play years without a recognised number 9, and the one recognised number 9 that we have in Darwin Núñez, well, I don't know.
Is it recognised?
No, is it recognised?
It's no unrecognisable.
I prefer not to speak. But at the end of the day, so this is my thing. It's just excuses. I feel like Arsenal just need to own that they're just not good enough.
They're not.
That's what it comes down to.
They're
not good enough.
Be good enough until they, find these missing pieces and some flipping mentality.
And that's what I was gonna say. For me, it's mentality, because I will be the first to say there are some excellent footballers on the pitch.
Because I'm sorry, Bruno Fernandes on a good day has better mentality than half of them Arsenal players. And
it's true. Half of that comes down to, because if you went team sheet for team sheet in terms of Liverpool and Arsenal, you would argue that Arsenal have the more talented squad.
100%.
But mindset gets you a long way.
Nothing to show for it. Nothing.
Mindset.
Not even a second place medal.
An FA Cup is what you've got for it. In 5 years, you've got is... So basically, you're the equivalent to Crystal Palace.
And Newcastle.
Because Champions League football is pointless if you ain't winning it.
Facts. No one gives a toss if you made it to the quarters.
All it is extra game time for what?
For what?
If you ain't, realistically, if you're not going to win it, it's irrelevant.
That's why Loki, I was happy to get knocked out when we did, because I was looking at PSG.
I got a league to win.
I was looking at PSG and thinking...
I
was looking at PSG and looking at Barcelona and thinking, oh.
I was even looking at Inter Milan.
I don't want to do that.
This is the thing. As a Liverpool fan, I feel like I'm not delusional in the sense of I can see when my team's not up for it.
Right.
And my thing was, I could see we were not winning that Champions League. I was looking at the players that were ahead of us, and I could clearly see we are not a match for these at this moment.
We've got to defend against Lamine Yamal and Rafinha.
Who can? Blood of Jesus. There's no way. There's no way.
Just have me over my league title. Get me
You're
my
telling me
ticket into the Champions League
Robbo and Trensky
must deal with Yamal and Rafinha.
That's
number 1 and 2 of the Ballon d'Or right there.
Get it away. So you must be realistic. So Liverpool getting knocked out of the Champions League, yes, obviously you don't want to get knocked out, but at the same time, it's like, if you said to me right now, this is a trophy that my team has won 6 times over. Best team in most, I can't even speak.
Try again.
The most Champions League trophies won in England.
There you go.
Right.
Was
7 gonna really cause me detriment? No.
I'd rather.
However, everyone wants to only talk about, oh, but you've only won 1 league in the last 20 years. Okay, so let me add another then.
You're welcome. Because now Man U can't sing 20 times Man United.
Man United 20 times, and then actually Man United even worse, because you actually had the chance to win the Europa League.
And you fumbled.
To say that, and you fumbled the big bag against
Don't worry.
Frauds of North London.
We'll get there. Don't even worry.
We'll get there. But my point being on this segment is I'm sick of the Arsenal excuses. And honestly, I was one of them to say, I'm not even being dramatic, if Arteta does not win a major trophy and I say, no, not even a trophy, no League Cup.
Yeah. Even FA Cup, I think they'll take it.
You need to win a FA, a League or a Champions League next season. If they don't, he has to be sacked.
Sack him. You've done nothing for the club.
You've done nothing for the club. Honest
the club
to
has
God.
Nothing to show for your tenure.
As I said, right now, you are equivalent to Crystal Palace.
Glasner. He's been there, 2 years?
Arguably, Crystal Palace are better because he's done it with a weaker squad.
Facts. You've got
less experienced manager and minimal net spend.
Mateta's ears hanging off, and this is what he's doing.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, Arsenal, you're just a North London disguised in red Crystal Palace.
Right. That will be all.
That will be all.
Anyway.
With the better ground at that. Because Selhurst Pass is jumpy. Emirates is a shithole.
Emirates is so boring, guys.
boring, snore me later.
Boring.
So, with that being said, I think it's fair to say
Arsenal snuck their way into the Champions League.
their way into the thing. It's terrible.
But rounding off Champions League spots are Man City, Chelsea, and Newcastle. How they let Chelsea reach in there, I don't know.
We'll get to Chelsea in a minute.
I blame us for that because we actually lost to Chelsea, and that probably,
we did.
Gave them a good boost right in there. So
should we touch
you're
on
welcome,
I think, do you know what? Let's have a little touch on Arsenal, Chelsea actually, because Chelsea actually, I feel like Chelsea slowly slid under the radar this season.
I don't understand how Chelsea managed to reach fourth.
But that's what I mean. But do you know what? But do you know what it is with Chelsea, right? Because Liverpool and Arsenal were kind of battling it out at the top.
City was nowhere to be
City
seen.
was like, everyone was then still surprised. I think everyone thought like by like February, City would kind of come with a comeback. And then when the comeback didn't happen, I think everyone was like, oh shit, City are actually about to have their first season in however, what is it, 8 years without a major trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had obviously Man U and Tottenham literally about to have a relegation battle.
Literally.
Which is just insanity.
There was a time where Tottenham was 2 points.
So I feel like Chelsea kind of just slid under the radar.
I think as well because Forest fell off too.
Forest was consistent though.
Forest fell off way later.
Way later than I never thought.
The fact that we're even talking about the fact that Forest fell off, but don't worry, we'll get there. But yeah, so that just makes sense why Chelsea actually came.
So that's what I feel like when you think about it.
Forest, Newcastle, and Villa were all very, very inconsistent this season, and Chelsea was the most consistent out of the inconsistent. So that's how you got there. Well done,
so
Chelsea,
that's what I mean when you think about it. Chelsea have slowly just stood under the radar and have somehow nicked European football and have won the Europa Conference.
Facts. And they're the first team to win all three.
So
when
I know
you think
the conference
only came round the other day, but
you can only win what's in front of you, as they say.
Right.
So when you think about it, it's not a bad season for Chelsea. And Chelsea, now the things that we've said about Chelsea this season. We have seen some really abysmal.
Some people are not escaping.
I've seen Chelsea come with a different back line 5 weeks in a row. Sometimes
Chelsea, certain people can't get a free pass. Nicholas Jackson. You cannot get a very good goal in the final. I don't give a toss. So.
Oh, there's bare people.
It came off his chest.
Jackson, no pass. Colwill, no pass. Both of the keepers, Sanchez and the blonde brother, no pass. How can you drop your first keeper for the second keeper and the other keeper is just as bad? You have to go back to the original keeper. It's a battle of who's poor. It's like you've got two number threes.
You got 4 keepers,
and every single one of them you play is abysmal. Every single one. So how does that work?
This is why. Sorry, I know you don't believe in cup keepers, but this is why some keepers got to get played in the cup, because you need the game time. Because when it comes time for you to actually need to play ball, it's really bad. Look at Man U.
But even with Man U though, because I went to Man U Brentford a couple games before, and they dropped Onana. But this fella was just, it's like you're clearly training together, guys, because you're both as abysmal as one another.
This number 2s in the cup because they're really struggling.
No, them that I saw in Chelsea, the cup ain't helping you. You need to be playing in League One. You need to be out on loan, is what you need to do.
Yeah, certain man. Chelsea need to sell Nicholas Jackson ASAP. You need to get the man off the books. He's stealing a paycheck. He is, because.
But the thing is,
the man is. The biggest liability you will ever see.
He is a liability and he's got dirty attitude.
How many times you get sent off this season?
Too many. The fact that he actually has a 2-match ban at the start of next season.
Right.
So he got the red card for violent conduct.
Right, because you've actually elbowed someone in the face. You can't
so stupid.
do that.
If you just looked at anyone on the pitch and you think, who's got a red in them? First name you're saying is Nicholas Jackson.
Of course.
And saying that as a striker is insanity. Right. Why do you have a red card in you as a striker?
As a striker, you should not.
You know what I mean? If you said to me, Kai Sado does or Labia, okay, you're a CDM. Sometimes you got to get dirty.
Yeah.
You are the striker. Why? I bet he's got the most red cards out of everybody in this season.
No, isn't it Miles Lewis-Skelly?
No, for Chelsea.
Oh, for Chelsea.
Because I'm sure that's not his first sending off of the season.
It might be his second, third.
Too many, brother.
Third, I think.
And it's never for anything that makes sense. If you get a red card for a professional foul, okay, I get what your intention was. You were trying to stop a goal scoring opportunity.
You shouldn't be making a professional foul.
You're getting red cards for elbowing people, second yellows for dissenting.
Come on now.
His attitude is bad.
And he's always offside. I said this but at the start of last season. I said the man is always offside. It hasn't gotten better. Some would argue it's gotten worse. The man is constantly, existentially offside. And for someone with that much pace, you should never be.
Right. So yes, I think overall, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm buzzing on this season.
Yeah,
To be
trophy
fair,
in the cabinet.
trophy in the cabinet, Champions football with a team that is like orchestrated by 12-year-olds.
Chelsea in the Champions League is something
insanity.
I didn't think I was going to see.
Insanity. Enzo Maresca low-key needs some accolades, because he's low-key pulled off the highest of the season. How he's managed to get silverware and Champions League places with that squad
and knock off the champions
is actually mental. When you think about fairs, Enzo, fairs. You can't, don't speak to him nice, because you can't even have chat for him.
He's managed to wrangle Mandem FC.
He's managed to wrangle FC to the highest of levels. This is like taking the youths from the block to the White House. Literally. Like, you've done crazy stuff.
Literally. They better sign Sancho.
Oh, 100%. Sancho deserves it.
If Sancho has to go back to United,
boy.
I think the boy will hang up his boots.
I wouldn't blame him.
I'm not even joking. They cannot let him go back there, please.
Him and Marcus mustn't go back there.
For real.
Sorry, they can't go back there.
They cannot. It's really bad.
It's really a cesspit. It's awful.
And Anthony. Can't let Anthony go back there either.
Nobody go back there first.
Please.
If you're on loan, you better be saying your Hail Marys from now. You better
talk to your agent now.
Talk to your agent
window,
now.
As we're recording this, it's June 1st. Yeah, transfer window open today.
Listen.
Get the agents on the phone. Quick.
From the time the final whistle blew last game of the season, last week Sunday, agent has better be on overtime rate this week.
You better get
deal done. I need to see you in a shirt in the next week, brother.
Right.
No, you cannot mess about. Any of them cannot go back to any of those respective clubs. Sorry. Impossible.
Next, Europa League. Aston Villa.
Now, Villa got unlucky to not make it there.
Villa are winning the Europa League.
Oh, 100%.
Villa are winning put it down.
Unai loves the Europa.
Now Villa's winning the Europa League.
Oh, without a doubt.
That will be all. Thank you.
But I do think they're unfortunate to not get a Champions 100%. League space. But I just feel like they did have a bit of a funny spell.
They finished on the same points as it was actually really peak. They finished on the same points as Newcastle.
That's what it was tight. Like, it was
just
hard.
The goal difference killed them.
But because I was going to say that though, when Villa dropped points, they were. Do you know what is unlike Villa? They were poor defensively this season.
Yeah.
Their saving grace was their forward play. Shout out to Starboy Morgan Rogers. Shout out to Marco Asensio, because he has come into the Premier League and said, "Well, what's going on?"
And
here?
It's from French football.
Hey, brother, let us breathe, please. He has come and listen. He said, "Football where?" Listen,
exactly.
Villa Park ain't seen balling like this yet. This is what I'm saying.
Marcus Rashford, Morgan Rogers, MVPs.
So respectfully, I feel like their front play in general is what saved their bacon. The back line was piss poor.
Yeah, terrible.
The whole season, all of them.
Terrible.
Emi Martinez even had a shaky season, to be honest, by his standard.
I
feel like when you think about it like that, I feel like Villa probably did deserve to miss out. But when they did kind of pick back up momentum, I feel like it was too late. Damage is done, brother. You must go.
Europa Conference.
That nonsense league.
Why
does that even exist, though?
Because
I don't understand.
UEFA are greedy bastards.
They're just corrupt, greedy. This is the type of gluttony they talk in the Bible.
Capitalism at its finest.
It's disgusting.
Anyway, that space has gone to Forest.
Happy for them. I always love when a small club gets something.
Forest is not a small club.
No, but in the terms of Europe, they are. For England,
they won it.
No, but in terms of if you said to someone in France.
Oh yeah,
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but that's because France only has like one team that's actually,
But that's what I'm saying. It is still a big deal for teams like Nottingham Forest to be playing European football.
Yeah.
If you support Forest, you're going to be going to Russia on a Thursday night.
You're going deeper than Russia.
That's what I'm saying.
Ends of
this is a big deal. So in that respect,
I guess I have to give them their applause, even though I still wanted them.
Like, I think 3 seasons ago, where was Forest? In the Championship, to now be playing European football. You have to respect it.
Fair enough. They could. Their fall off is crazy, though. You can't even lie.
Again, though, fell off defensively towards the end. I don't really understand why, though, because nothing. Tired, probably tired.
Yeah.
To play, because one thing I would say about Forest this season, their discipline defensively is one of the best I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
They were so well drilled defensively for, I'd say, 75% of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So if you say to me, okay, you've been so drilled, like they stuck to their system like glue the whole season. Like that defensive line was unbreakable. Like you would have to do some madness.
So,
and even the games that they did lose, they didn't really get battered anywhere.
No, and
they lose a 1-0 here.
And then to the end of the season, you're telling me you're getting beat 5-0.
Yeah, so I feel like that's just you're knackered now.
Yeah, you must be.
You're just burnt out. So for that, I can hear it with that.
Let's talk about the loopholes to Europe. Crystal Palace.
Big up the Palace. I
can't even click with these. Yeah,
I love it. I really love Crystal Palace.
Man, we're gonna have Europa League. Yeah. Teams are going to have to come to South London. Croydon.
Imagine you're coming Selhurst.
Heck.
Listen, they're about to be in for a treat.
Well done, though.
I'm happy for them. I love Eze.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that he was so... And do you know what as well with Palace? When you think about it, they lost a lot of big names. Elise went, this one. And you've just had people just step up. Mateta, big time baller. His career revival was madness. Facts. He turned up this season.
Him and Ismail
didn't know you had it in you, brother.
Him and Ismail Assar. Seriously.
Right? And then Eze's just sitting in the park, just pulling all the strings everywhere.
Because everyone was saying, "Oh, what's Palace going to look like without Elise?"
They said it.
Well. +1 trophy, +1 Europa League. How about
that? Best season they've ever had ever.
Right.
In club history.
Right.
Wow. So this is the thing, Steve Parish absolutely bouncing.
He's jumpy.
Right? So congratulations, Palace. They deserve it.
And then let's do another scam.
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
This is the worst.
Oh, no. What's she going to say? This is the worst I've ever said! Oh.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even want to use the Lord's name in vain because it's actually this bad.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Let's start with
playing Champions League football next season.
You know what, though?
No. I already know what you're going to say.
I don't care what anyone says. Ange Postecoglou is a bad boy because at the end of the day, he's a bad boy.
No, do you know why he's not? Ange Postecoglou was bluffing. The man was... Hear me out. Let me cook. Ange Postecoglou was bluffing heavy. Do you really think that man fought with his whole soul in March when he was slagging off the media that he was going to win a trophy? Tell me, did you think he was going to win a trophy? If he went into his room and sat with his legs off the edge of the bed
not. But
and crossed his hand, you think that man would fought?
To be fair, though, it takes a serious amount of aura.
He must
come into a club and say
poker.
It takes a serious amount of serious front to come in a club, right? Like Tottenham, Daniel Levy, tight as anything, ain't gonna let you spend a fucking penny, right? He's actually bought 10 million acres of to boy that North London Stadium, Tottenham Stadium, right? Every minute you've got some sort of artist in there. You've got Formula One. He's making his wonga. He don't care, right?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of front to rock up there and say, check my resume. I win a trophy every 2 years. You don't even see the likes of Carlo Ancelotti rocking up in this. That's some Mourinho talk.
That's because Carlo Ancelotti has infinitely more aura that he doesn't even have to say anything.
That's what I'm saying. But even managers that actually have the front to say it, don't say it. To come there and say that, have a team so piss poor and somehow actually deliver the goods, you can't talk to the man.
If I'm Ange Postecoglou, and I've managed to make that Tottenham team reach European football, so at the start of the season, I would have been like, 2 trophies. I mean, a trophy in the first 2 seasons, I can do that because you're trying to walk. They had a great season last season. You're trying to walk that team through Europe, easy. When you got to February and you were 16th in the league, you was not thinking you was going to still be in Europe.
I'll tell you now, Tottenham and Man United are actually lucky that Sunderland, Ipswich, and Leicester, Southampton, sorry, look, I'm really getting ahead of myself because my boys are up. We got the Stadium of Lights. Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester were so abysmal playing League One football. I wouldn't even disrespect the Championship and say Championship. League One football they was playing, right? we would actually be having a serious conversation about the likes of Manchester United and Tottenham actually being in a legit relegation battle. You didn't even reach the magic 40.
Tottenham didn't.
That's what I'm talking about.
Just about skinning their teeth.
Are you like this is a big issue?
Tottenham, Man U only finished above Wolves on goal difference.
Like when we've spoken, like, okay, for context, when Chelsea finished what 11th, 12th, was it last season?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody couldn't believe it. Like, oh my god, how could a club that spent the money and be this poor? To then have Man United, arguably the biggest club in England,
biggest club in the
world,
one
of the biggest club in the world. I can't even speak.
Do you know how you know Do you know how you know that no one was flabbergasted by this because no one's talking about it?
I think
if you actually deep it, no one's talking about it. When Chelsea finished top, everyone was like, "Raw, like Chelsea, like
12. How can you even finish top half of the league?
They scored this manager, like, raw. How have you done that?" They're not even shocked the fact that Tottenham and Man U's down there. That's how bad they are.
Because the level of football is so abysmal.
You have to reach there.
But let's wrap up with Tottenham. But Tottenham, at the end of the day, right?
Worst I've ever seen.
But it, again, circling back, and they're going to say I'm a fan now because I have to circle it back to Arsenal. This is actually the equivalent of Liverpool finishing 16th, right?
Right.
And sorry, this is like Everton finishing 16th
and picking up a trophy, and
Liverpool don't win niche,
right? And this is what I know. City fans are laughing because they're thinking we could have the worst season we ever had, and we'll finish. Where's that? 12 places above Man U. 12.
It's absolutely how Tottenham have pulled this off. Arsenal fans, you must shut your mouth for the remainder of the year.
They said that the Europa League final was one of the worst games of the season.
Oh, I saw it. It was absolutely piss poor.
Of course, there was an own goal in the Europa League.
You can actually tell why both of those teams were in the positions they were in.
And Tottenham had the cheek, the gall, the audacity to be doing open top parade. How dare you?
Get in an Uber and go home with the trophy about open top as if there's anything to celebrate.
You better put that trophy in a perspex box.
Bear in mind, people were fuming at Liverpool the season when we finished third
and won the
and did the double, little domestic double in terms of League Cup and FA Cup. People were saying, "Why the hell are you having a parade?"
We won 2 trophies.
Right? God forbid we finish 17th. They close the city. Who's having a parade?
17th. You wouldn't even be allowed to put up a Liverpool flag.
What is there to celebrate?
Nothing.
Shameless.
They've got away with one here, Tottenham.
That's why the parade was only 45 minutes long, because who the hell is out to celebrate this?
Oh, this is just so bad.
Awful.
This is so bad. I can't. They lost 22 games. Tottenham.
Nonsense, mate.
22 games.
Absolute bloody nonsense.
Jesus. It's the worst I've seen.
It's the worst ever.
But they're not making it through the league phase of the Champions League. They're not making it. You better hope you draw the little itty-bitty finish 4th place in Germany teams.
It's insanity.
It's the worst I've seen.
And let's bring us on to Man United then while we're there talking about. I've actually got no words.
Schneers first.
All I've got to say,
Ruben Amorim's lucky to still have a job.
That isn't even what I was going to say. I was going to say I like his outfits. That's the only positive I've got to say. He dresses nice.
He does.
I'm not even saying that from a point of Amorim's slander. I actually like the guy.
I like him, but
I don't know how anyone walks into this team and deals with this. Genuinely, like I don't know anyone that can walk into that team in the state that it's in now and do something with it.
Man U are in for a horrid time next year. If Bruno Fernandes goes to Saudi this summer, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know, because I can't stand Bruno Fernandes, but he's the only one that actually puts a ball in the back of the net for these teams, and he does it about once every 3 games, which says a lot about Man U.
Exactly. I genuinely, I don't actually have any analysis to give on Man U season because I don't know.
Old Trafford is a graveyard for footballers.
It's a horrid, horrid, horrid club.
And this brings us perfectly onto talking about some signings that's already happened.
Uh-oh.
Because Cunha went free today.
But this is why some players, right?
No. I'm gonna pause you right there, because if I'm Cunha, he's got that ego to feel I can walk into this team and do a mad thing.
100% he's got
Man,
that.
you are the idiots in this transaction. Why the flip would you go and sign Cunha after you saw him snatch off a man's glasses off his face?
The man's had multiple red cards.
Down his own manager.
Multiple red cards this season.
No. I just don't understand why you'd think someone with that attitude would work in the team that you're trying to build.
But that's the thing. You are in the process. You're in the press conference giggling about Garnacho. You're going on about this one. You have made it very clear this season that you are weeding out bad attitudes.
Well, it's not working.
So what are you going to do? I'm trying to get rid of all the bad attitudes, because that's been the root of our problem at Man U for the past 10 years, or a big part of the problem. And then once I've got rid of them by the likes of Garnacho, whoever, who are apparently going to be going in the summer, I'm going to bring Mr. One shit attitude himself, Matthias Cunha.
Make it make sense.
So when the man starts tearing down the whole of Old Trafford, I don't want to hear nish.
Because when you're like, because, you know, Cunha's been sent off.
I don't want to hear, I swear to God, I do not want to hear one complaint from any of them if Cunha starts keeping up bad behaviour.
They cannot.
If there is one player in this league that has showed you that he does not give a toss for authority,
it's Cunha. He snatched a man's glasses off his face. Do you not understand how
I've seen you trying
to
square up with your own, I've seen so many instances.
Your own player, you're squaring up.
Cunha doesn't care for authority whatsoever. So unless
you can smell the ego on him.
Unless him and Amorim have some sort of unknown agreement, that Portuguese connection, maybe. But boy, I just don't understand why. If that's what you're trying to get rid of in your club, why the hell you would go for someone like Cunha?
You better hope that the man just scores a shit ton of goals when he's on the pitch
and just be done with it.
And that will be all.
Because it's mental what's going on.
Because I don't understand. Højlund must get out.
Oh, Rasmus must escape the shackles.
Because he's only a child, you know. You've got a long future ahead of you. Garnacho, you must get out.
Well, I don't think Garnacho's got a choice anyway.
Well, yeah.
When he asked about Garnacho's future the other day, Amorim, he was there cracking up laughing at the press conference, as if to say, "What type of stupid question are you asking me? You think this man's got a future here?"
Too many men must escape. Garnacho, Højlund, Rashford, Sancho, 100%. Anthony, Kobe Mainoo, get out there quick.
Yeah,
escape.
But you know he's different. Luke He's Shaw, a Manchester lad.
Get out.
Luke Shaw just needs to play where he can, because your body doesn't allow you to be choosy. To be quite honest.
Why are they not following?
He's like he ain't playing a fucking Oldham right now or somewhere.
Why are they not following Scott McTominay, bruv?
Because they don't want them. That's why people wanted Scott McTominay. People don't want
Scott McTominay is Serie A MVP this season.
Exactly,
won the league with Napoli.
Yeah, but that's because people want him. Who wants these people? This is another thing. Everyone's all well and good people saying, get rid of this one, get rid of this one. But if no one ain't coming in for you...
Yeah, where can you go?
Where are you going? Where are you going?
But this is why, man, you also need to not get greedy. You need to let these people... You need the money.
So don't bother try to say it's all 80 million for Garnacho.
Don't do what they did with Jesse Lingard, right? When West Ham wanted him.
And they tried to say no.
And Forest wanted him.
Yeah.
And they said, we want him back. Look at him now. Where is he? Korea.
In Korea, jeez Louise.
Right.
They're doing nonsense with K-pop or something.
Right.
It's absolutely pathetic.
Make it make sense.
Right? So stop.
Stop it now. It's enough. I've had enough. You get me sick, Man U. I can't wait for another season of them just suffering.
Horrid club. Inside and out. Right.
Should we do a little bit on transfers so far?
No, because I thought we're going to save that for our for our transfer episode, because I feel like in the next 2 weeks there's going to be a lot of movement.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of signings that have been done early doors, so I feel like this is going to be an active summer.
Okay, let's finish off then quickly. Compare our predictions from the start of the season.
Can I just have one honourable mention?
Yeah.
Right, and it's really important.
Okay.
Gonna miss you, Ipswichers.
Oh.
Anyone that's listened to our podcast consistently the past 17 episodes will know there is not an episode that has gone past that we have not given shout out to Ipswich.
I'm gonna miss
Ipswich. So I'm gonna miss you, Kieran McKenz.
You was my Luton this year.
Right.
It's okay though.
And Lerm Delap, I hope you go to an excellent club. Well, you deserve it.
Chelsea are basically going to buy him.
Apparently, Chelsea sniffing about. I hear it though.
I have nothing to say.
I mean, I'd want him. I want Isak though, so it's okay. But we'll save that for our transfer episode. You'll know who I want to buy.
Yep. Okay, so at the start of the season, we said that City was going to win the league.
We were massively. But sorry, guys, just to preface this, we didn't explain. We are going. So if you listen back to our first ever episode,
2 girls, 1 debut.
We did that episode literally the week that the league was starting back in August last year. So we are now going to go back on what we said we thought was going to happen and see how accurate we was.
These are so.
Let's go.
You don't remember these.
I don't remember a clue what I was saying.
Obviously have gone through. So these.
I don't remember what I said last week.
So banter. You don't even remember what you said now. Okay?
Exactly.
So yeah. So we said City was going to win the league. Right. We said give it 2 seasons for Arne Slot to wheel it. We were wrong. Arne Slot.
Fair.
He sped up that timeline.
Right.
Yeah. We said. Let's do my top 4 first because mine was less ridiculous. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Villa was mine.
Okay, Fez.
Not far off. Villa finished 6th.
Yeah,
I'll take that. And who knew that there was going to be 6 English teams in the Champions League this season? Yeah, 6. Anyway, yours was City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham.
Tottenham. I'm not being funny. Do you know what though? Do you know why I said that? Because I saw a little glimpse of potential, and I thought maybe he's got no. God forbid, no. God forbid I give people a chance.
Right. Europa League. So this was 5th and 6th. Right. These are both banter. I said Spurs and United.
Well, to be fair.
Just add a 1 in front of that.
Add a 1 in front of it.
And I would have been close.
But then it's mad because that's both the teams that were in the final this year.
Right.
So it's mad.
And you said Villa and United. We had high hopes for United. That's the thing. United.
And this is how you know
this was even before Amorim. This was still with Ten Hag.
But this is how you know we're actually not biased. Sometimes we do give people a fair chance.
Right. Relegation, we were nearly there. We said Leicester, Forest and Southampton.
Forest, I apologise because you're nowhere near. You play in Europe now.
It will burn my tongue to apologise. So I'll apologise through gritted teeth.
Yeah, Leicester and Southampton were a no-brainer. Shouldn't have come up in the first place.
Facts.
Nonsense.
Facts. But I was nearly right because I said Leicester, Forest, Southampton in that order, as in Southampton bottom, Forest 19th.
Well, everyone knows Southampton always finish bottom.
I know, but all I had to do was swap Forest with Ipswich, and I would have been correct.
Fairs.
I'll take that. That was all in terms of our.
So
our season
we are rounding up season 2024 to 2025. Liverpool's a champions. We hang it up. Ole, ole, ole.
Oh, you didn't tell the people where we was.
Oh my god, we went to the parade, guys. But we're gonna touch on the parade in our end of.
We have a TikTok about it.
We have a TikTok about it, so don't worry, we'll get there. So join us for our next episode. We are going to do what we call the award show.
Yes.
Hall of Fame.
Yes.
The honourable mentions of the year.
Yes.
Across all categories.
I agree.
So that is episode 18.
This is episode 18.
Full season.
Mm-hmm.
Dunzo.
Benito.
Over and out.
Bring the next one. I've got withdrawals already.
Hurry up. I want the football now. When does the Women's Euro start?
June.
Jesus.
Oh, wait,
we're in June. It's June the 1st. When does it start?
June 17th.
I've only got 2 weeks of boredom.
Yeah, because there's not even no flipping Formula 1.
I know. I'm going to have to be watching cricket now, fuming.
I'm not watching it on cricket.
Bloody golf.
Oh, you must have
We'll
lost
live.
your
We'll
mind.
live.
Will we?
But on that case, guys, thank you for joining us for a whole season. We'll be back sharp with more
plenty content, and
then we're straight back in for next season now.
Next season.
Right. Love you and leave you, lads. Peace up.
A-Town.